What is going on, everybody? I hope y'all had a great Thursday like I did. I had a wonderful Thursday. Oh my goodness! I met with a bunch of wonderful people. Met a young man that wants me to mentor him in hip hop. I'm like, well, I don't want to mentor. I don't think I'm at that point that I can mentor anybody, but that's wonderful. I met one of my homeboys, MW. I won't put him out there. We just finished meeting. It's good to see you, man. It definitely wasn't enough time. And then I had a great meeting with one of my students. It was just wonderful. Anyway, I'm not gonna be. I don't plan. Hopefully, I won't be here long. But we'll see. Shoot, it's my feed, so I do what I want. Let's see. I want to talk about really just two things. Two things: time and energy, and that you have to protect it. Time and energy, you have to protect it. Those are two things that you don't have an infinite amount of. You don't have an infinite amount of time, and you don't have an infinite amount of energy. And so you need to protect it as best as you can. One of the things that my buddy said to me today, he was like, man, I've been watching you on Facebook. And boy, he said, man, it's like, he said, you all over the place, man. Like, how do you do it? So on and so forth. And I do it because I protect my time. I try not to waste time in areas or with people that are really wasteful. Okay. And then my energy, I really protect my energy at all times, because if I lose too much energy, I become a different person. So let me make this about, let's make it about diversity, but in a minute. Let me talk about let me just talk to some of the guys out here who probably like being players, okay? The time that you're wasting playing a bunch of women and doing a bunch of running around is probably some of the time you could be doing building a business. It's probably the time that you could be using doing something great in school. It's probably the time we could be using to build up a community. So I'm not trying to make you feel bad or call you out. I'm just saying, you can put that time there, but you can also put your time in other productive things. You understand what I'm saying? So with regard to diversity, and I've been doing diversity stuff for about really 15 years, but at my current institution for 12 years. And it's been wonderful. It has been enjoyable. It has been fun. But there's a big but there. When you work in diversity in a place that doesn't really know either what to do with diversity or how to even build it in the first place, it can become toxic. Doing diversity work can really become toxic, because what you're really doing is you're trying to convince people who on a certain level don't really want diversity, because if they had it, they wouldn't be where they are. And you're kind of trying to convince them to do something different than what they've done all this time, And really what you're doing is you're trying to convince other people who need to be doing the work to agree with you. So you spend all this time doing this. And what happens to your time while you're spending all your time doing 1, 2, and 3 jobs? Those other people can just do one job and enjoy it. And it's almost like you're trying to convince them to do something. I don't waste my time trying to convince people to join the movement with me anymore. And I don't waste my time trying to convince people that what I'm saying is right and that they need to listen. For me, that's a waste of time to actually do that. Now I want to talk about energy. Okay, energy. We all know what it's like to have positive energy, and we know what it's like to have negative energy. What usually happens when you're around negative energy or you're giving away negative energy, it wears you down, it pulls you down. You feel tired. Sometimes you may even feel depressed. You almost probably feel breathless, right? But when it's positive energy, you feel alive and you feel like I'm thriving and I can do as much as I need to do. And with everything going on right now in the world, I think it's hard for some of us to have positive energy. But part of that is because of what we're paying attention to or who we're paying attention to. Okay, I have done something and I continue to do it throughout my life. If I'm interacting with people or with an organization or with something and it's pulling my energy, then that person or that thing gets moved into a different place. Okay, you move them over. I don't believe in cutting people off. That's not the Christ-like thing to do. But you definitely move them over. Like, just move them around. Like, if they were in the passenger seat while you were driving, then you put them in the back seat. I've been moved and shifted in people's lives. So this is not a thing of It's never happened to me. But here's the thing about that energy that's really, really, really important. If you are interacting with people and every time you interact with them, it is a headache. Every time you do something with them, it's like it's so freaking tough. It's so hard. Then what you got to do is you have to monitor your energy and you have to protect it. Don't allow your energy to be taken. And that's whether it's from well-intentioned people or poor-intentioned people. So now, for example, let's look at this stuff going on with Colin Kaepernick right now. Everybody's talking about it. And I do not have a problem for anyone who's getting ready to talk about it or who is currently talking about it. But the same thing that Colin Kaepernick did is the same thing that the Olympians did 40 years ago for similar reasons. And when they did it, they got disbanded and people harassed them when they came back into the country. And now he's doing it, right? And people are telling him what he should or should not do. And now everybody's talking about it. Okay? The good thing is that we're all talking about it. I think the rough thing is that we're all talking about it. It's a lot of talking going on, but we definitely also need people to do something. So as I'm listening to people and watching people, I'm also kind of curious as to what are these people actually doing, you see? And this goes back to that whole thing about time. I'm not going to waste time with people who just want to talk or waste time with people who just want to read and meet and discuss, and that's it. Because sooner or later, somebody has to do something, okay? And people are going to be tired of talking about the same thing over and over again and talking to the same people over and over again. So I just want to encourage people to protect your time and protect your energy, okay? Doing diversity stuff is very draining. Okay, it's very draining, whether you do it professionally or whether you do it personally. One of the things that I kind of refuse to do now is what I do professionally, I can't do it personally. So if I got to work and educate people at work, I can't work and educate you in my personal life. It can't work that way because that's too much energy coming from me. Okay, if I got to work and educate people in the job, then when I'm interacting with people in my personal life, there needs to be some kind of a flow. There needs to be some smoothness going on. So, if I've had to do that with people, then I have to make some changes. You see what I'm saying? Because I got to protect myself and protect my energy. I think that I became a charismatic introvert, but I don't think I was born a charismatic introvert. And so I know that the work that I've been doing has contributed to that. So I'm switching the energy. And that is why, as my friend MW, who was just here, said, how you doing everything that you're doing is because I'm using my time to do what I want to do. I'm using my time to take care of me and put out here what I want to put out. But I'm not just putting out stuff to complain. I'm also putting out things that I'm hoping that either contributes to people thinking about solutions or coming up with solutions. So everybody, hear this. I love you. I care about you all. If working with you or being with you has caused me a lot of energy, then of course, at least if that's how I perceived it, I made some changes. Okay? All right. We all need to do that. If my time was being used and it wasn't really being used in a good way, I don't consider that a waste of time, like I've lost time. I just realized that my time didn't need to be spent there and it needs to be put somewhere else. Okay? So people, don't get too caught up out here arguing about this diversity stuff, especially with people who aren't doing anything. Don't get too caught up spending too much time trying to convince people and work with people. If they aren't doing anything, don't do that to yourself. Okay, because you are exhausting yourself. Okay, so let's make sure that we monitor that and take care of ourselves so we can take care of other people who actually do get it and who either want to do something or who are doing something. So I'm going to tell you right now, if all you want to do is discuss and have just a bunch of questions, then I got other resources for you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, there are other resources. There are plenty of books out here that deal with this. And that's what's so funny. It's plenty of books out here that talk about it. I don't really think these places need many more talks about why women have a hard time moving up in the job market. Like, stop wasting time discussing it all the time. Why Latinos are not coming, into our schools. Stop wasting time talking about it. Kind of just, let's start doing some work. You know what I'm saying? Let's start working. So now I'm about to switch and stop because I'm getting ready to go enjoy food with people who are friends and family who I do love. And I'm not going to post too much else right now for the evening. I'm going to protect my energy and just say, all the people out there fighting, you go hard, you do what you need to do. But remember, protect your time and your energy because you don't have a lot of it. Thanks.